After reproducing the interview, I was struck with another problem for all of this. I put only the English translation of the interview, because I was not familiar with the language and character symbols of the Lama. I would call attention especially to the ninth answer in the Lama's statement, in which he disclaims all knowledge of the English and Urdu languages. The question arises, who was Notovich's interpreter during that time period? The Tibetans of Ladakh competent to interpret such a conversation are leading men, certainly not more than 3 or 4 in number. Not one of them has ever seen Notovich, to his knowledge. What does our imaginative author tell about this detail? On page 673-35 of the English edition, we are informed that at the village of Grund 36 miles from Srinagar he took a shikari into his service, who fulfilled the role of interpreter of all the extraordinary statements, with which this book abounds. This appears to me the most marvelous. According to Douglas, a Kashmiri shikari is invariably a simple peasant, whose knowledge of language is limited to his native tongue, and a few words of Urdu and English, relating to the necessities of the road, the camp and sport, picked up from English sportsmen and their Hindu attendants. Even in his own language no Kashmiri villager would be likely to be able to express religious and philosophical ideas, such as are contained in the conversations between Notovich and the Lamas. These ideas are foreign to the Kashmiri mode of thought, usually limited to what our author would term things palpable. We will take 1 or 2 examples. Part of the spirituality of our Lord. Page 33. Essential Principles of Monotheism. Page 51. An intermediary between earth and heaven. Page 51. Used in the conversation with the abbot of Okka on the journey to La. The conversations at Hymas abound in even more magnificent expressions. Idols, which they regarded as neutral to their surroundings. Page 114. The attenuation of the divine principle. Page 115. The dominion of things palpable. Page 115. A canonical part of Buddhism. Page 134. And many others which readers will have no difficulty in finding. In Douglas's last conversation with the Lama, he talked of the story of the broken leg. The Lama assured him that no European gentleman had ever been nursed in the monastery, while suffering from a broken limb, and then went on to say that no European traveller had ever during his term of office remained at Hymas for more than 3 days. The abbot called in several old monks to confirm this statement, and mentioned that the hospitality offered by the monastery to travellers is for 1 night, and is only extended for special reasons by his personal invitation, and that he and his monks would not have forgotten so unusual a circumstance. The thing to keep in mind is, despite the claims of conspiracy theorists, the 4 Gospels still provide the most accurate and compelling account of the life of Jesus in print. If Jesus went to India prior to his 3-year ministry, then one would expect there to be a distinct Indian flavor to his teaching. However, how does one explain Jesus' vast knowledge of the Torah? Jesus quotes the Hebrew scriptures all throughout his earthly ministry to the point of correcting even the learned scholars of his day. Not only that, but his teaching style was consistent with the Jewish itinerant teachers of his day. Scholars would study most of their lives, to have the encyclopedic knowledge of Hebrew law and customs that Jesus had.